everybody, it's Margaret and I am bringing you an Etsy tutorial video today. What I'm planning on doing is changing out my image at the top of my shop header image to make it a little more festive. And I started thinking, oh, well, if you're new to Etsy, you might want to know how to create an image to go up there at the top of your shop. So let me show you. So first I'm going to show you half of my face and then I'm going to show you something else. All right, so here we go. So here's my shop, and I've had this shop header for a while, and I'm at the point where I'm ready to change it, make it a little more simple. These are some pictures of my grandmother. But anyway, let me show you where you need to go to check this out. So you're going to come over to Shop Dashboard, and when this pops up, you're going to click on Shop Settings. This is where you get to put your shop title and anything about you, your shop icon. And so here I've got my image, and it tells me exactly how big it needs to be and exactly, what size and everything. So I'm using PicMonkey. There's a free version of PicMonkey, which is awesome. I use the paid version. It's not that much, and I can write it off on my taxes. And you get a few extra little words. You get a few extra, fonts and designs and things like that that you have access to when you pay for that. So I'm going to come over here and I'm clicking on Design, and it gives you all these different options, but I need a custom size because it is going to be for Etsy. So 760 by 100 is what I'm putting in. So Design, Custom, 760 by 100. Make it. Done, right? No. So now you have this blank canvas with which you can do anything. And so I'm going to make mine a little simpler, and I'm also going to do something to it to create like a festive fall look. So simple, festive, fall, but also Texas. So I am starting with a black canvas, which is fine because that's what I want. I played with this last night, so I kind of got a head start on you. I'm going to drop in a picture because I have my image of Texas that I want to use. Now there are tons of different images here for you to play with if you don't have your own. But I am dropping in my Texas image, as long as I didn't get rid of it. Oh, I think I put it in here. There it is. So I'm dropping this in. Of course, it's already black. So I'm going to put this on my header. And then I'm going to play with the colors a little bit. I want it to be a fall type color, so I'm making it yellow. I could go orange, but not with the black. So there we go. So once I have that down, and like I said, there are tons and tons of different images to play with. There are tons of different backgrounds that you can play with. That's my last one that had the Texas look, the faded paper look was on here. So there's lots of different backgrounds you can play with as well. Stone or just straight colors if you want to change just the background color. Another thing to look at if you're looking at those is there are different themed ones. So during Halloween time, I could have come through and chosen any of their theme type ones. They have garlands, and let's pop that in to see what it looks like. Bats, I could have thrown some of those on there with my for Halloween for my shop, all these different ones. So, and then it kind of chunks it down with the kinds of fonts that would go with this and different just all kinds of, there's so much to play with. So that's just the trick or treat one. But down at the bottom there's Santaland, Winterland, and I'm going to go with more generic type, winter, fall. I'm not going to specifically do like a Christmas tree or Santa because not everybody celebrates Christmas, and I would hate to turn that, it's my business, right? I'm all for saying Merry Christmas. I don't know. If people make such a big deal about Happy Holidays, whatever, I don't care. I don't know. Say Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, whatever you want. But when it comes to my business, I want to appeal to everybody. There's my little soapbox. I love you all. Okay, So back to the tutorial. So I was playing with Winterland last night, and I'll show you. I made one already for the Christmas holidays, or gosh, there I go, the Christmas holidays, the winter season, and I'll come back and show that to you. But I want to add in my font now, my text that says Texas Gal Treasures. So again, there are lots of different choices. The ones with a little crown next to it are for people that have a subscription. So you can see there's still a ton of ones that don't have the little crown next to it. So there is a font that I use most of the time that ends up getting associated with my brand, if you can give me a brand. And it is, where did it go? It is hiding from me. I don't know the name of it, but I know it when I see it. And it remembers usually up at the top, Chelsea Market. It will remember the ones you used recently. There it is, recent. But I was playing with different fonts last night just to see what I liked. So I'm putting this in here, and I am writing no, I'm not, because it's not selected. There we go. Look how tiny. Texas Gal Treasures. So now it's super duper tiny and nobody can see it. Yay. No, I want to make it bigger. So I can slide this here to make it bigger, or I can change the number if I know what number I need it to be. Select U and get bigger. There it is. Now I want it even bigger than that. So I'll have to mess with it some more. But I also want to change the color because it's also black. So what I'm going to do is I want it to be the same color as the Texas that I've got there, so it doesn't look weird. So I'm taking, once I click on that, this little box comes up, the editing box, and I can choose all these different colors in here, or, all these different colors. Or what I can do is I click on this little side bar, and it gives me a dropper, and then I can come over and dropper on my Texas to match it exactly. So now what I need to do is make this bigger, because I want it bigger. There we go. So I'm not done yet. I've got my Texas here. I'm leaving a little space to the side, a little space in there. But what I want to do is get that line kind of right halfway in the middle of my Texas, because when I add another image on this side, I'm going to put this line right halfway in the middle of that image. And that way I can make sure my text gets absolutely centered between those two, and it doesn't look funky and off and weird, which I'm not a graphic designer, and so it's still going to look off and funky and weird, but I'm going to do my best. So here we go. Next. There are, where are they? Okay, in here. I want fall type things. So I'm going to scroll down. There's spirographs, there's different symbols, arrows, nautical stuff. I mean, you can see there's just tons and tons and tons. But if you scroll down, there are banners, labels, ribbons, buttons. I want this part where it's leaves and trees and butterflies and flowers and all the cutesy stuff. Okay, but I want something that looks like fall. So I've got leaves here, and then I know what I'm going for because I played with it yesterday. Trees, boughs. Gosh, I can't find it today. There it is. Different pine cones. That's what I wanted. I wanted a pine cone. So I'm selecting the pine cone, and then I'm going to bring it over, drop it down, and then I want it to be the same color because I am like that. I don't like too much complicated stuff, when I'm looking at something. So I don't want to have a lot of different fonts and a lot of different colors, it's just my style, more simple. So I'm selecting this dropper. I want it to be yellow. Personally, I wouldn't have more than 3 colors, in there, but that's just me personally. And generally not more than 2 different fonts if you were going to switch up fonts and stuff, because then it gets really busy and takes away from and whatever. All right, so here I've got this pine cone, and I can make it larger, but that's too large. Or I can make it smaller, and then I don't like it pointing that way, so I want to turn it around. I can rotate it, but now it's pointing away. So if I come over here, I can flip it, mirror image type of deal. So I mirror imaged it. Let's see if I like that. Let me scooch it a little bit. See, I don't have any kind of measurements on there. So then I want to make sure that's just about half and halfway. See, the line is kind of cutting right halfway through. Text is right halfway through. And what I could do is make it halfway from the edge to see even more so if it's centered. So that looks pretty good. So here's where I'll save it out. Save. Clonk. Texas is what I'm going to save it as onto my handy dandy computer desktop. So there we go. I've saved it out. And now I'm coming over and taking this one off. And I will upload my new one. Texas is what I saved it at, which is hiding from you. And here it pops up like that. And so I'm going to come down and save my changes. And then we can view the shop and see how it looks. Here's how it looks. Texas Gal Treasures. So let me show you some of the other ones that I created. Maybe file. That's not what I wanted. Maybe it is what I wanted. I don't even know what I wanted. There it is. Okay, so here are some of the other ones that I created I can share with you. Close that out. So I was playing with the different colors and I'm still not sold, but that's the fun thing about it. I can change it up. So I created one, just sort of a simple one without any holiday type of thing. And then I was playing with the different fonts. And I showed my husband, who is a graphic designer and computery stuff, and he said he liked that one best. So that's what I'm going to go with. So then I went to the black one. I kind of like that. There was that practice one I was doing. This is one, I'm not sold on that blue. I don't know, there's something off about it. So these are some of the different ones I tried out. Where's my snowman one? Oh, I gotta show you my snowman one. Didn't I show you my snowman one? No. There it is, I found it. So there's the snowman one. I know the colors it breaks my rules, but hey, that's what rules are for, right? So there's the snowman one. I don't know. I'm still, I like it okay, but I can play with it. I've got time. So that's how you create a header. That's how you switch it up if you want to create one for the different seasons or holidays or whatever for your shop. So anyway, hope you enjoyed, and I am planning on creating some more tutorials on Etsy because I've started noticing more people asking questions about it. I've also had questions about creating more than one shop on Etsy, which I don't have, but I thought, I would go ahead and create another shop because what better way to start walking people through starting a shop of their own on Etsy than doing it myself. Again, it will also show, some people are worried that they won't have very many sales. It's going to take some time. So it will give me that new feeling again of creating a shop and seeing what I have to do and how long it takes to get sales coming in on the new shop. So that's coming. All right. Anyway, thanks so much for watching, you guys. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you can benefit from this video, and I will talk to you later. Go out and enjoy yourselves. Bye.